What's up, deplorables? Deplorable 007 coming at you from the floor. We're going to go over the new Green Deal. New Green Deal. Go to congress.gov. That's the site that I'm on. So let's start this. Resolution. Recognizing the duty of the federal government to create a Green New Deal. Gives the dates that all this stuff's going on. Assessment report found that human activity is the dominant cause of observed climate change over the past century. It's your fault, human. Your fault. A changing climate is causing sea levels to rise and an increase in wildfires, severe storms, droughts, and other extreme weather events that threaten human life, healthy communities, and critical infrastructure. Ooh, weather happens. Ooh. Global warming at or above 2 degrees Celsius beyond pre-industrialized levels will cause a mass migration from regions most affected by climate change, more than 500 billion in lost annual economic output in the United States by the year 2100, wildfires that by 2050 will annually burn at least twice as much forest area in the western United States that was typically burned by wildfires in the years preceding 2019. A loss of more than 99% of all coral reefs on Earth, more than 350 million more people to be exposed globally to daily heat stress by 2050, and a risk of damage to, $1 trillion of public infrastructure and coastal real estate in the United States. And global temperatures must be kept below 1.5 degrees Celsius above pre-industrialized levels to avoid the most severe impact of a changing climate, which will require a global reduction in greenhouse gas emissions from human source of 40 to 60% from 2010 levels by 2030 and net zero global emissions by 2050. Okay, let's go back over that. That was a lot. Okay. So the first thing, it pretty much blames you. You're personally responsible for everything that goes on in the world and all the bull crap in the air. Okay, it's our fault. You got to keep in mind, climate change happens all around us. It happens all the time. It's called weather, and this is all pretty much speculation. You can't tell me that the coastal reefs are going to be gone and all this stuff. Well, if the water is rising, wouldn't there be more coastal reefs? So it doesn't make sense. If you have more of what it's in, wouldn't it have more like? And then we already have mass migration. Wildfires, you can predict that in 30 years they're gonna be twice as big. I don't like I don't think we can predict that, okay? But you gotta keep in mind the wildfires and the droughts and the sea level risings, that's your fault. That's your fault, and you gotta pay for it, okay? So we gotta do all this drastic shit. Gotta stop the cows from farting. We gotta stop. The only way for this to work is for every human being to stop breathing. Okay, because the United States has historically been responsible for a disproportionate amount of greenhouse gas emissions, having emitted 20% of global greenhouse gas emissions through 2014. In a high technology capacity, the United States must take a leading role in reducing emissions through economic transformation. Okay, look, yeah, there's some stuff that we do that we could be better at, that we can, but to to say that we're the leading cause and we need to take responsibility and all this stuff. We take responsibility for everything the fucking world does. Like, damn, take your own responsibility. Have them do just because America's doing something doesn't mean another country's gonna do it. So this is This doesn't make sense. You have to have a new world order, a one world order for this to work out, and that ain't gonna happen. So everybody in America, it's your fault. It's your fault. Okay, and it says whereabout the United States is currently experiencing several related crises with life expectancy declining while basic needs such as clean air, clean water, healthy food, and adequate health care, housing, transportation, and education are inaccessible to a significant portion of the United States population. That is a fucking lie. Everybody in America has got a fucking phone. If not, the Obama gave you one, gave you multiple of them. I know several people with multiple Obama phones. Okay, our poor people are fat or are obese, so don't tell me that they're malnourished and can't get food. Okay, clean air. If it's such a there's no such thing as clean air. Remember, clean water. Everybody can get water. Okay, adequate health care. It's not the next person's job to make sure I have health care. It's not. That is a privilege. It's not a right. Education is not a right. It's a privilege. A four-decade trend of wage stagnation, deindustrialization, and anti-labor policies that had led to. Okay, so here's what's really funny. Why are you throwing wages into it? If this is about the climate, it has nothing to do with the money in your pocket. So why are you see what they're doing? They're throwing little things in there. Okay, my money in my pocket has nothing to do with the weather changing and the forest on fire and people over in Africa can't get water or these people drowning in water. Like, how does it doesn't that no, no. My money in my pocket does not add up to the weather being all crazy. Mother Nature's going to do what she wants. Like, the weatherman is the only person that can get their job wrong on a daily basis and keep it. Like, whether, yeah, we have technology to where we can pinpoint stuff to a point, but man, we cannot predict the weather. We no, no, we're not there yet. So, but okay, so hourly wages overall stagnating since the 1970s despite increased work productivity. The third world, the third worst level of size socioeconomic mobility in the developing world before the Great Recession. An erosion of the earning and bargaining power of workers in the United States, and inadequate resources for public sectors working to confront the challenge of climate change at local, state, and federal levels. The great income inequality since the 1920s, with the top 1% of earnings acquiring 91% of gains in the first few years of economic recovery after the Great Recession. A large radical wealth a large racial wealth division amongst amounting to a difference of 20 times more wealth between the average white family and the average black family, and a gender earning gap that results in women earning approximately 80% as much as men at the median. Okay, so like I said, how does money have anything to do with the weather? So um, bargaining power of workers. Okay, if you don't like what a job's offering, go to another job. It's capitalism. It works both ways. You're not a slave. Well, so you don't have to work there if you don't like what they're offering. Uh, let's see. Okay, so it states the great income inequality since the 1920s. And it goes to say, okay, so you're I mean, what are you trying to say? Like, income equality, you state the top 1%. First off, this is America. Anybody can make money. Stop being lazy and go get it. Okay, that's what America's about. You can make it. Anybody can make it. Even people that we didn't think could did. So for us to be mad, for us to try to take away wealthy people's money. That's stealing. I don't, so I don't support that. If they earned it, they earned it. Okay, so and then they radical wealth. After the Great Recession, pretty much everybody was poor besides that top 1%. Okay, so to sit there and tell me that there is a wealth wealth divide amongst blacks and whites, it's the recession. We all started from a clean slate pretty much. So anything that people have now were earned by everybody being able to do what the next person could do. You see what I'm saying? Like, we all, the Great Recession wiped out everybody's money. So I don't, and then a gender earning gap. Isn't there like 500 genders now? So how are we going to solve that gender gap situation? So that's a never ending thing on your all's end. Every day there's like 20 more genders. So it's like, does women make more than purple unicorns, and does purple people eaters make more than men? Like, how is this going to work? This is just all this is just confusing. It's like it doesn't make sense. They're just throwing everything in there. If this is about the environment, this shouldn't have nothing to do with race, money in your pocket. Paying for it's a different thing. But like, this shouldn't be stating, like, if you're really worried about the world and all that, the world and the climate change and all that stuff, why is worrying about where my money's at important? It's just a mess. It's just a mess, man. All right, like, I don't. It's confusing. So, um, next bit of news. Um, there is a man trying to get the Democratic Party banned, and it is brilliant. Go to YouTube and just type in "Rep wants to ban Democrats." Okay, so and it'll pop up. Watch this video, dude. He goes through one thing after another that the Democrats have done to keep slavery around, and how hypocritical they are now. So that's why this man is doing what he is doing, is because equality, equality, Black Lives Matter, all this fucking bullshit, when they have done nothing but supported slavery type bills, like legislation. Go back, like, listen to this video, go do a little bit of research, and I guarantee you won't be voting Democrat. And I guarantee if you go look into what Joe Biden, some of the stuff he was saying, voted for when he first got into office, the very beginning years. I mean, this man's been in office for 50 years, hasn't done anything to lift a finger to help anybody out. And now all of a sudden, because he's running for president, oh, we can fix things. You've had 50 fucking years. And all you did was sit on your ass. You were vice president for 8 years. Could have got criminal justice reform, could have got prison reform, could have got all this stuff done, and you didn't fucking do it. Trump's doing it. Trump is doing it. And he just passed for uh, like drugs and prescriptions and all that stuff for them to be lowered, which is awesome. Like, he just keeps popping out stuff left and right that I'm like, yeah, man. And people want to get mad because he hasn't done like everything he promised in his campaign. But just Hillary is being investigated, the walls being built. We're having all these reforms going on and trying to get all this criminal crap done and gutted out and all this stuff. So if people just stop fucking talking for 1 second and go do a little bit of research, they would realize that Trump is for America, Joe Biden's a pedophile and fucking a piece of racist shit. And I mean, if people just did a little bit of research, the Democratic Party wouldn't exist. Like, that's how. Like, I just cannot believe people have gotten that blind and that willing to accept free stuff, that they would give away their own dignity and their own life, pretty much. Yeah, so I'm saying if you vote Democrat, you're throwing away your life. Well, if you vote Trump, you're not black. So, but go watch that video. It's pretty awesome, dude. He just fucking just annihilates some dude. And it's a lot more recent. A lot of stuff that's more recent than what you think that has to do with all this slavery stuff. Like Republicans were the only ones that pretty much stood. Republicans are the only ones that stood up for freedom of every man. We are free because of people in the Republican Party willing to stand up for what they believed in a long time, a couple hundred years ago, to fight for shit a lot better than what we have it now. If people would just freaking open their eyes. Sorry, sometimes I get in my own head. Like it's a lot of stuff to think about. Um, and then okay, what I wanted to end it on. I got told that I'm not patriotic because I don't wear a mask. I got told that I should move out of America because I'm not wearing a mask. It's not constitutional for me to put on a mask. It is not my job to make sure that everybody in America's health is okay. It is not my job to make sure that your bills are paid. It is my job to worry about myself and to not to not impede on anybody else's rights. So to tell me that I need to move out of America and I'm not patriotic because you want to go and say that it's because it states in the Constitution that the welfare of all Americans, blah blah, blah, is your civil duty and all that stuff. No, my civil duty is if somebody's getting mugged on the street to intervene, if somebody's robbing a bank to intervene, to stand up for justice and stuff. It does not mean that I need to put on a mask. It is not my job to make sure that your health is a-okay. It is not my job to make sure your bills are taken care of. But I don't go out anywhere anyway. So it's not like I'm going out there and causing a public disturbance and all this stuff. Businesses have the right to not serve you. So oh baby. So it's not constitutional. They used to put masks on slaves to keep them from talking and for obedience and stuff like that. So it's you're taking the words of the Constitution and twisting it because if that was the case, if that's really what it meant, then it would be absolutely a law to wear a mask. So no, it is not. That is not what that means. Uh, I'm not like I'm not gonna wear a mask. I'm not gonna go out there and cause a problem, but I'm not wearing a mask. I've changed my life to adapt, which if you don't believe in wearing a mask, do because you need. But at the end of the day, I got a problem with somebody telling me every little I need to do this with this aspect, or I need to do this, I need this. No, the very idea of America is to be free, to be as free as you possibly can, and to be told that I'm not patriotic and I need to put on a mask and all this stuff. No, don't impede on my rights. I'm not telling you not to wear one. That's just my choice. So I just thought it was really funny that somebody said that I need to leave America because I don't care for this country. Okay, well, I I absolutely love this country and I'm trying to stand up for our very freedom, man. So it's like if if everything wasn't such a crazy chaotic mess and lies here and lies there and you know if it was more straightforward and all that stuff, maybe I would. But there's so many lies and so many cover-ups that I choose to listen to what doctors are saying, and wearing a mask isn't that good. So I guess I'll just stay inside. I don't know what to tell you, but I I, I will do what I choose to do. Okay, you worry about you, I worry about me. Okay, peace.